Incredible encounter. Millionaire's heartwarming gesture transforms life of girl denied entry. Lily stood at the edge of the small town square, her heart beating like the drums at the 4th of July parade. The annual arts festival was just days away. A whirlwind of color and creativity. For her it was her chance. Each brush stroke on the canvas represented a dream that shimmered like the sun above. But destiny had a twisted way of reeling dreams right out of reach. It happened on submission day when Lily's dreams collided with the harsh reality of her family's financial struggles. A misunderstanding at the registration desk left her standing outside. Her art denied entry. The vivid colors she had poured into her paintings turned into a gray fog, clouding her spirit. As tears brimmed in her eyes, she slumped down on a nearby bench. "What do I have to do to be seen?" she whispered, her voice breaking as a gentle breeze ruffled her unkempt hair. Her mother, a kind-eyed waitress with sun-kissed skin and a tireless spirit, spotted her from across the square. Neighbors bustled around, lost in their own conversations, while Lily's world crumbled. Yet, in moments of despair, a mother's love knows no bounds. "Hey, Pumpkin," her mom said softly, kneeling beside her. "I heard what happened." She pulled Lily into a tight embrace. "But listen to me. Your worth isn't measured by a piece of paper or some festival. It's in every brushstroke of your art. You have a voice, Lily. Don't ever let this setback dim your light." At that moment something shifted. Lily could feel a warmth spreading throughout her body, igniting a flicker of hope amidst the pain. "But it feels so unfair," she murmured. The words hung heavily in the air, faint yet palpable, like the last breeze before a storm. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue." As Lily looked around, she noticed friends and neighbors gathering, sharing whispers and glances. Word had spread through the town like wildfire. They rallied around her, transporting glimmers of support and understanding, lighting up the shadows of social prejudice. It wasn't just a girl with a denied entry, it was a community clan standing together. Meanwhile, Jacob, a successful entrepreneur turned millionaire, strolled through the festival grounds, lost in the sea of memories from his childhood. Glittering tents and joyful laughter surrounded him, yet he felt hollow, a stark contrast to the vibrant community he'd grown up in. As he passed by, his gaze fell on a heartbreaking scene. A young girl crumpled under the weight of injustice. At that moment something sparked within him. He saw more than just an artist, he saw potential that echoed his own journey. As Lily wiped her cheeks, grief painting her features, Jacob felt compelled to act. Stepping forward, he approached the gathered crowd. "What if," he began, "I could sponsor Lily's entry?" The square fell silent. The air thickened like molasses as the moment hung, the kind of weight that shifts perspectives. Could an act of generosity bridge the divide of privilege and struggle? Would this simple gesture ignite the conversations that needed to be had? The anticipation crackled like electricity in the air as all eyes turned to Lily, waiting for her reaction. Would she embrace this second chance or shy away from its magnitude? In that charged moment, the festival loomed ahead, a canvas of possibilities unfurling like the colors of her dreams. How would Lily face this new chapter? And could Jacob redefine what success truly meant? With hearts intertwined, the next steps awaited, hanging in the balance, just like Lily's fate. Lily's heart raced, the silence enveloping her like a heavy blanket. She felt every pair of eyes on her, waiting, hoping. A billion thoughts swirled in her mind. Was she ready for this? Was it too much? Could she dare to believe in this unexpected kindness? The warmth started to spread again, swirling in her chest, but fear tugged at her, reminding her of past disappointments. Amidst the crowd, she caught her mother's concerned look, those deep-set eyes urging her to take a leap. They couldn't afford to get their hopes up, but here was Jacob, a stranger offering a lifeline. What did it mean if she said yes? Would it change her life forever? She started, her voice barely above a whisper. She looked down at the cracked pavement beneath her shoes, trying to find the courage to lift her gaze. Her spirit held captive in fear and wonder. Take your time, Lily, Jacob said, his voice steady and reassuring. This is your moment. Feeling buoyed by his sincerity, she swallowed hard. With a deep breath, she met Jacob's eyes. They were kind with a spark of understanding. I appreciate your offer, she hesitated, the weight of it all settling into her bones. But is it fair? I don't want to take something away from someone who deserves it more. There was a pause, a subtle shift in the air. Jacob leaned close, his eyes not leaving hers. This isn't about fairness, Lily. It's about giving you a chance to show your talent, to share your art. You deserve that opportunity just like anyone else. Your voice deserves to be heard. The murmurs of the crowd faded into the background, their faces blurring as the moment crystallized around her. Gradually, a spirited determination unfurled inside. All the late-night paintings, all the sacrifices made by her family, every dream that had been brushed aside brought her to this precipice. With a newfound clarity, she took a step forward. Yes, I want to showcase my art. Cheers erupted around her, sound waves crashing over her like a joyous tide. In that instant, Lily felt seen, valued, loved like a flickering candle caught in the warmth of an open flame. Jacob smiled, a glimmer of pride dancing in his eyes, lifting off the burden that had weighed so heavily on her young shoulders. As preparations for the festival ramped up, Lily threw herself into her art with fervor, each stroke a mix of her joy and the uncertainty that lingered in the back of her mind. She painted late into the night, her small room filled with the vibrant hues of her dreams. But doubt still loomed, lurking in the corners of her mind, whispering whether she was good enough, if anyone would even care to look. The day of the festival arrived, and the square burst with colors and sounds that made her heart flutter. Lily stood in front of her display, her art framed and waiting, while laughter and music danced around her. People streamed in, fitting together like a vibrant mosaic, each face a piece of the community she loved yet felt separate from. Then she saw him, the face of her dreams and her fears, Jacob. He was busy talking to a group of aspiring artists, the same gentle encouragement pouring from him as he had given her. His belief in her shone like a beacon, and in that moment she felt a pang of fear. Would she disappoint him? As he looked her way, a smile broke across his face, urging her forward. She stood taller, taking another deep breath, ready to share her passion with the world. But in the back of her mind the whispers returned. What if she failed? What if this moment stripped away the illusion of hope? As the evening sun began to dip below the horizon, casting everything in a golden light, Lily realized this was more than just about her art. It was about her journey, her promise to herself to rise above judgment and fear. As the festival thrummed with excitement, deep down, she knew her heart awaited a revelation just around the corner. Would she find the courage to step into this new chapter? Would she finally be enough? With hope fluttering in her chest, she prepared to find out. Lily took a moment to absorb the vibrant scene around her, the laughter of children, the scent of fresh pastries wafting through the air, and the vibrant colors of art surrounding her. Each piece was a story, a semblance of joy just like her own journey. But as exhilarating as the moment felt, dread nestled in her gut like a stone. Just then a gentle voice broke through her thoughts. Lily, your pieces are stunning. It was Eliza, an old-school friend. Her bright smile was infectious, and the compliment sent a rush of warmth through Lily's chest. Thanks, Eliza. I am just so nervous, Lily admitted, her voice wavering as she gestured toward the framed pieces. They were a mix of colors and emotions, pieces of her soul exposed for anyone to see. You have every right to be. But don't forget, this is your time. People will connect with what they see, Eliza encouraged, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Just as they spoke, a couple of art critics, known for their tough evaluations, meandered by. Heart-pounding, Lily held her breath as they paused, drawing closer to her display. One of them, a tall man with glasses, adjusted his frame and scrutinized her work. This one, he said, pointedly and dramatically glancing back at the crowd before nodding slowly, has a certain depth to it. The layering is exceptional. Lily's breath hitched. Did he really mean it? Each brushstroke had been poured from her heart, her every insecurity translated onto canvas. They're actually quite moving, the woman beside him added, her voice gentle. You express a sense of vulnerability here that many artists struggle to convey. The simple validation struck a chord deep within Lily. Perhaps she was truly capable of this. A soft flutter of hope lifted in her chest. "Thank you," she managed to say, her voice steadier now. "I've poured a lot into these pieces." As they continued to chat, every smile and nod from the critics felt like a wave of acceptance washing over her, pushing away the doubts that had loomed so insidiously. Afterward, as if on cue, another surge of people began to surround her art display. Jacob, still watching from a distance, looked elated, his hands clasped in anticipation. Each friendly face offered encouragement, affirmations cascading on top of one another. Soon Lily realized she wasn't just sharing her art. She was inviting others into her world, her truth. But amidst the applause and praise, the whispers crept back. Could it be fleeting? If she found acceptance today, what would tomorrow hold? The sun dipped lower, casting an amber glow across the square. Suddenly, a familiar figure emerged from the crowd, Lily's mother. She looked older, wearier, but her pride shone brighter than ever. Her eyes glistened with unshed tears as she approached, taking in the art that had once felt like a distant dream. "Lily, these are beautiful," her mother exclaimed, emotion heavy in her voice. The moment echoed with promises of resilience and hope. With joy bubbling within her, Lily felt like she was balancing on the edge of everything she had dreamed of. This was her moment, but she still longed for one more stepping stone to truly embrace it all. As the festival continued, the atmosphere shifting with anticipation, she spotted Jacob weaving his way toward her, excitement written all over his face. He stopped a few feet away, his eyes sparkling with warmth. "I knew you could do this," he exclaimed, capturing her gaze. "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" "Yes," she breathed, but her heart still raced with uncertainty. "But what if I can't keep up? What if this is my only moment like this?" Jacob stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You are meant for more than just this moment, Lily. Trust that you'll be able to navigate whatever comes next." As he spoke, a small part of her felt reassured, but the call of uncertainty still lingered. What awaited her on this uncharted path? Would she rise to the occasion or shrink under pressure? Lily looked from Jacob to her mother, and then back to the vibrant crowd around her. Hope twisted with anxiety, and she felt herself standing at a crossroad, teetering on the brink of a new journey. Would she take a step forward into the unknown, or let fear still her heart? The festival rippled with energy as she caught a glimpse of the future unfolding, leaving her with one pressing question. What comes after this moment of magic? Lily took a deep breath, trying to calm the chaos swirling inside her. The festival was buzzing with life, the laughter of children bouncing off the walls, and the sweet smells of food mingling in the air. Yet, as she focused on the crowd, everything around her began to blur. It was time to embrace this moment fully, but the shadow of doubt lingered at the edges of her mind. Jacob's encouraging smile anchored her, pushing her to stand taller. "Just soak it all in, Lily. You've worked so hard for this." His voice was steady, reminding her of the countless hours spent painting alone, battling with her own insecurities. Their conversation was interrupted as people began to filter around her display. Each face was a new opportunity, a fresh chance for connection. A family paused before her piece, their expressions a mix of curiosity and awe. As they examined her work, Lily felt her heartbeat quicken. The memories of late nights in her dimly lit studio rushed back, trials, tears, prevailing moments when she thought of giving up. Then, something unexpected happened. A woman, elegant and poised, stepped forward. She looked to be in her 50s, with hair styled neatly and attire that hinted at affluence. "Your pieces tell a beautiful story," she said, her voice rich and melodic. "I can feel the emotion in every brush stroke." Lily's heart swelled. "Thank you," she managed, overwhelmed with gratitude. Could this really be happening? Eliza, still at her side, whispered she asked someone. "I can just tell." The woman shifted slightly, reaching for her phone. "Would you mind if I share this on social media?" Lily nodded, trying to keep her composure as she marveled at the thought of her art being shared with a larger audience. As the sun sank lower, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, the crowd around her thickened. More people gathered, drawn to the vibrant palette that represented her journey. It was electric. Yet, beneath this tidal wave of excitement, the whispers of doubt still crept back. Would anyone remain? She wondered silently. Was this a fleeting moment, or could she hold on to it? Suddenly, Jacob was back by her side. "I have something for you," he said, his eyes sparkling with mischief. He presented her with a small bouquet of wildflowers, each stem vibrant and bursting with life. "For the best artist I know." Lily's heart melted. "Jacob, you didn't have to. I wanted to." He smiled, the warmth radiating from him calming her nerves. "This is just the start, remember? Let your art bloom." With each passing minute, she felt those nagging fears slowly unravel. Every compliment, every smile, became a thread in the tapestry of new beginnings. The festival felt less like a spotlight and more like a gathering, a celebration of shared connections and mutual appreciation. But as she embraced this newfound courage, her mother approached once again. "You've always had it in you, dear," she whispered, wrapping her arm around Lily. "Never doubt what you can create." Just then, something caught Lily's south eye. Across the square, a sleek car came to a stop, and a tall figure emerged. He was clad in a tailored suit, exuding confidence with every step. As he scanned the crowd, his eyes landed on her, piercing and intense. A wave of curiosity washed over her, anticipation crackling in the air. Who was he? What did he want? Suddenly, the din of the festival faded, and it felt as though the world had narrowed to just the two of them. Lily's heart pounded in her chest. This newcomer held a presence that demanded attention. Would he step into her story? Could he be the catalyst for the change she so desperately sought? Lily's world hung in balance, teetering between what was known and what was yet to come, leaving her with a single question. Was this charismatic stranger about to change everything? Lily's breath hitched as the man approached. She could see the way the sun hit his hair, giving it a warm glow. For a split second, everything around her faded into the background, the voices, the laughter, the colors. It was just him, and the intensity of his gaze pulled her in like a magnet. "Hello," he said, his voice deep and smooth, cutting through the chatter around them. "I'm Eric." "Lily," she replied, her voice quaking slightly. She felt vulnerable under his piercing eyes, a part of her wanting to retreat, while another part yearned to leap forward into the unknown. "Your work is truly extraordinary," he continued, nodding toward her painted pieces. "It emanates so much passion. Compelled me to come and speak with you." The compliment wrapped around her like a warm embrace. "Thank you. That means a lot," she managed, a small smile breaking through her initial hesitation. He stepped closer, his presence both calming and exhilarating. "Can I ask what inspired you?" She took a breath, casting her gaze toward her artwork. "Each piece tells a story of my journey, my struggles and triumphs." Suddenly, the words came pouring out, as if he had opened a floodgate. "I paint to express the emotions I feel when I can't find the words." Freeing. As she spoke, she saw something flicker in his eyes, a recognition, perhaps? It felt as though he understood the language of her heart. "That's beautiful." His voice was warm, genuine. "I can see your authenticity in every stroke. You've created something special here." There was a sincerity in his tone that sent her heart fluttering. "Thank you, but this is just a start for me," she admitted, a thread of vulnerability woven through her words. "I still have so much to prove to myself." Eric's expression softened. Sometimes we need someone to believe in us before we believe in ourselves. The way he looked at her felt like he could see deeper inside her, as if he understood the fears lurking beneath her surface. "What do you mean?" she asked, curiosity piqued. "I've been there." He sighed, a hint of sadness clouding his eyes. "I built a successful business, but along the way I lost sight of what actually mattered. It took a wake-up call for me to truly connect with my passion again." Lily felt a kinship in his struggle, a shared understanding. "That's tough," she said gently. "How did you find your way back?" "A leap of faith," he replied, his gaze unwavering. "I had to let go of the fear and allow myself to be vulnerable again. Sometimes when we take risks, that's when extraordinary things happen." Her heartbeat quickened as she processed his words. Could she risk trusting this stranger, allowing him to illuminate a path for her? Just then, Jacob rejoined the moment, a broad smile on his face. "Everything okay here?" There was a playful glint in his eyes as he surveyed the scene. "Everything is more than okay," Eric replied, his tone unfazed. "We were just having a conversation about creativity and passion." Lily glanced between the two men, feeling a surge of confusion and excitement. Jacob's supportive smile was a balm to her insecurities. Yet, Eric's presence stirred something deeply intriguing within her. She felt alive, vibrating with possibilities like her art was waiting to burst into 1,000 new directions. "Lily, let us keep this momentum going," Jacob encouraged, his enthusiasm palpable. "Maybe we can get a picture together for the festival's social media to celebrate your success?" As they posed, filling the frame with laughter and cheer, Lily stole a glance at Eric. He smiled genuinely, but there was a depth to his gaze that made her wonder what lay beneath. The festival continued to whirl around her, but this moment felt fragile like a tiny glass figurine, delicate yet full of potential. Could she hold on to this feeling? As the picture clicked, she sensed that tonight was just the beginning. But as the moment drew to a close, a thought gnawed at her. What if this chance encounter held something more? Before she could dwell on it further, Eric leaned in slightly, his voice a low murmur but carrying the weight of destiny. "I'd love to help you take the next steps with your art." Lily's heart surged at the unanticipated offer, pounding with both excitement and uncertainty. Did she dare step into this new chapter? Just then the crowd erupted into applause for the festival, pulling them back into the vibrant world around them. Everything buzzed around her, yet one truth stood tall. A leap was waiting just beyond the horizon, and she had to decide if she was ready to jump. Lily's thoughts raced as she processed Eric's words. Help you take the next steps with your art. What could that even mean? Did he want to mentor her, or was it some fleeting whim? The pulsating energy of the festival surrounded her, but all she could hear was the steady thrum of her heartbeat. "Wow, that sounds amazing," Jacob exclaimed, oblivious to the storm brewing within her. "You'd be lucky to have him on your side, Lily. Just look at the things he's accomplished." But all Lily could focus on was the quiet intensity of Eric's gaze, a mix of encouragement and hope that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. Every nerve ending in her body sparked with possibilities and fear. Maybe, she began hesitantly, fumbling for the right words to express her jumbled emotions. I don't know if Eric interrupted. "It's completely up to you. I just see something special in your art, and I want to help you refine it." His sincerity was palpable, and for a moment, she felt a wave of confidence efforting its way through her nerves. "Right?" Jacob chimed in, waving an arm toward the crowd. "This festival is just the start for you, Lily. You have something people want and need to see." Lily looked around at her small collection of artwork displayed proudly for the festival goers. They had come to admire, to laugh, to celebrate the colors and emotions she poured into each canvas. This was her breakthrough moment, and yet she felt a weight hanging over her, a fear of what lay beyond the festival excitement. "I always thought I'd be alone on this journey," she admitted, turning her gaze back to Eric. "What if I'm not ready? What if I fail?" "You won't," Eric replied firmly. The way he spoke, as if he'd walked this very path before, made her pulse race. The fear is part of the process. It's what makes us human. But it's also what can propel you. You're not alone in this. His words settled over her like a soft blanket, cradling her insecurities. Still doubt crept in. What if this was just a fleeting moment? Beautiful but temporary? And with Jacob's encouragement painting rainbows in her mind, she felt torn between two worlds. Okay, but she hesitated, the thought so terrifying it felt like a physical weight in her chest. "What's the catch? Why would you want to help me?" Eric paused, his expression growing contemplative. "'Cause I've been where you are. I lost my way before I found it again, and sometimes we need someone to believe in us." His vulnerability washed over her like a gentle tide, easing her worries just enough for clarity to break through. In that moment, under the swirling lights and amidst the joyful noise of the crowd, she made a decision. "Okay, let us do it," she said, her voice steadier than she felt. "I want to learn from you." "Wonderful." Eric's smile cracked open a light inside her, igniting a warmth that spread from her chest to her fingertips. As they exchanged contact details amidst the celebratory chaos of the festival, doubt still flickered in the back of her mind. She was heading toward uncharted waters, and she had no idea what the journey ahead would bring. But just as her excitement began to blossom, a shadow flitted across her thoughts. What if jumping in headfirst meant leaving behind her comfort zone? What if she opened herself up, only to be hurt again? The night wore on, and she couldn't shake the questions spinning in her mind. "Are you okay?" Jacob's voice broke through her thoughts, concern etching his brow. "Yeah, just thinking." She looked around as the festival lights twinkled, creating a magical atmosphere that felt almost unreal. "Hey, whatever it is, remember I'm right here. You've got this," he said reassuringly, patting her back. But as the music swelled and the laughter surrounded her, she couldn't help but wonder about the real challenge ahead. Just then Eric returned, an unmistakable confidence in his stride. "You ready for your leap, Lily?" The weight of his challenge hung in the air like charged electricity. Her heart raced, anticipation swirling with hesitation. "Maybe I am," she replied softly, glancing toward the horizon. Would she find her way? Or would this leap lead to something she couldn't predict? The truth was, not stepping forward also felt like a loss. And as she soaked in the colors of the moment, she realized that every leap could lead to discovery. But first she had to ask herself, was she ready to embrace whatever came next? The vibrant buzz of the festival pulsed around Lily, but her gaze was firmly locked on Eric. His confidence ignited something within her, a spark of hope mingled with her growing fears. She could see trails of potential stretching before her, some painted with colors of delight, others shadowed by doubt. "I'm ready," she whispered softly, though a trace of uncertainty lingered. "Great," Eric responded, a boundless enthusiasm in his voice. "Let us find a quiet spot so we can talk plans." The warmth of his smile created a safety net around her, and Lily nodded, following him through the throngs of laughing festival-goers. Every step felt monumental. She was leaving the familiar chaos of the festival behind, heading toward a journey into the unknown. As they reached a quieter corner, away from the feverish joy, her heart began to leap. What would he say? What was she getting into? First things first, Eric began, sitting on a low wall. "I want you to feel secure in this. We'll take it one step at a time. That means letting your passion guide you." Lily inhaled deeply, absorbing his words. She felt the tension in her shoulders start to release. How could this feel so right? She couldn't remember the last time she felt this valued, this seen. It was like having the sun break through the clouds, illuminating parts of her she had hidden away. "But what if I mess up? What if I'm not what you think I am?" Her voice trembled slightly, an honest fracture in her facade. "We all mess up," Eric chuckled lightly, his brown eyes sparkling with mischief. "Every artist has faced that fear. It's part of the growth, and you'll learn more from your mistakes than from your successes." His assurance wrapped around her like a comforting blanket, but doubt still festered in the corners of her mind. "What if people don't like what I create? Or if they think it's not good enough?" Eric studied her beneath furrowed brows, a knowing look crossing his face. "Others' perceptions are not what's important. What matters is what you feel when you create. If it resonates with you, it will resonate with others." His words hung in the air, visceral and grounded. They sparkled with a truth she had often overlooked. Creation was a reflection of her soul, and the world needed that, a reminder of the beauty inside each struggle and joy. "Okay, I'll try," she said, her heart swelling with determination. "Now let us brainstorm your first project." Eric leaned closer, his excitement infectious. "What subjects fuel your creativity? What makes you want to paint?" A wave of warmth washed over her, and for the first time in a long time, she felt a thrill of possibility. "Nature, I think. There's something about the way colors blend in a sunset that just, I don't know, it captures me." She paused, nostalgia washing over her, pulling at her heart. "It reminds me of home." Eric nodded, taking it in. "A great choice. Let us make it your starting point. We'll work on a piece inspired by nature, something that reflects your journey and growth." Lily felt the flutter of excitement pierce through her hesitation, igniting something ignitable within. "I'd love that." But as they continued to talk, weaving ideas and aspirations, a flicker of anxiety crept back. What if this felt temporary? What if she poured her heart into this pursuit only to find herself lost again? She looked up at him, his presence steady, unyielding, and questioned, "What if I fail?" "Lily," he said, leaning closer, "winning or losing doesn't matter. What matters is that you tried. Each stroke on that canvas is a step taken. Celebrate those steps, no matter how small." It was a simple yet profound statement, echoing in her mind like a drumbeat. As the festival lights blinked to life against the encroaching twilight, she realized this was more than just a mentorship. It was an expedition into herself, a chance to embrace all that she was, every bit of jagged and beautiful. But just as the rhythm of hope began to swell, A voice broke through their moment. "Hey Eric. We need you over here." A friend called out, waving frantically. Lily's heart sank. The sudden interruption pulling her back into uncertainty. Distracted, she fought to keep the warmth alive as Eric turned toward his friend. "Just a moment. He trailed off at the sight of Lily's face. "I'll be right back, okay?" He promised. As he walked away, her anxiety licked at her heels. She couldn't shake the creeping thought. What if this was it? What if he turned away and never returned? Lily's breath hitched in her throat, the thrill turning to fear. The festival continued to hum around her, but she felt suspended in that moment, teetering between the known and the unknown. What if she had just glimpsed a transformative opportunity, only to lose it before she could step forward? And in that moment, she wondered if she had the courage to chase a dream that felt so close, yet so frighteningly far away. Lily stood there, caught in the ebb and flow of the crowd, the laughter and music of the festival fading into the background. She felt like a balloon tethered to the ground, looking upward at the sky, wondering what it would feel like to be free among the clouds, to float without the weight of fear holding her down. As she watched Eric walk away, doubt circled her mind like a storm cloud. What if I never get this chance again? The thought brushed against her like a cold draft, chilling her spirits. She needed to focus to find clarity in the chaos. She took a deep breath, letting it fill her lungs, imagining it infusing her legs with strength to push through the panic. Just then a young girl peered up at her, clutching a bright balloon that danced in the wind. "Are you okay?" the child asked, her innocence piercing through Lily's turmoil. The girl's wide eyes held a kind of sincerity that melted the icy grip of fear. "I am just waiting for a friend," Lily replied, forcing a smile. But even as she spoke, she marveled at how simple it was for a child to ask such a question, unafraid and unfiltered. "Want to join us?" the girl said, her small hand reaching out as if inviting Lily into a world of light. "We're going to see the fireworks. They're super pretty." Everything in Lily wanted to say yes, to let go of her worries for just a moment. But hesitation gripped her again. Fireworks were often accompanied by crowds, flashes of bursts that felt too much, too loud. "I don't know." She trailed off, the words feeling heavy on her tongue. "Please." The girl's pleading tone tugged at something deep inside Lily. The child radiated pure joy, and for a moment Lily wanted to be that carefree. She wanted to feel alive again. "Okay," Lily finally breathed, a spark of courage igniting. "Let us go." With the girl leading the way, they weaved through dancers and food vendors, arriving at a small clearing. The sky was painted in shades of dusk, promising a show that moved so many. As families gathered, Lily felt the swell of excitement rising in her, like the merging colors of the festival lights. The first firework shot into the sky with a bang, exploding into a spectacular bloom of colors. Gasps echoed around her, and Lily couldn't help but join in, her heart racing. Each blast of light painted not just the dark sky, but also ignited something within her, a flicker of hope, a spark that reminded her of how beautiful starting over could be. "See," the girl squealed, her delight wrapping around Lily like a warm hug. "Isn't it amazing?" Lily glanced down, her heart full. "Truly is." She decided in that moment to embrace the joy, to let it wash over her, to drown out the doubts battling within. But just as her spirit soared, she felt an unease creep back in. What if the magic of tonight faded into tomorrow's mundane? What if the fear of her dreams slipping away returned? In the midst of the fireworks, she suddenly spotted Eric again, his warm figure re-emerging in the light. He seemed to be looking for her, concern etched into his features. For a heartbeat, the weight of the world lifted, and every doubt dissolved in the vibrant captures of wonder surrounding her. Could she truly let herself chase this dream? Did she warrant such a beautiful connection, not just with art but with those who believed in her? As Eric locked eyes with her, a firework luminously burst between them. It was a brief moment of connection full of possibility. But would he come back to her? Would she have the courage to chase the opportunities laid before her? Just then, with one last firework, a brilliant explosion lit the path between her past and her future Lily. Eric called over the din, breaking the spell. "I was looking for you." In that instant she realized this might be her chance. The moment was teetering on the edge of shifting everything she knew. "Will you stay?" she whispered to herself as the firework-esque glow lingered, and she took a step toward the man who might change everything. But what if he was not ready for her leap? What if he had other plans with a future that didn't include her? Her heart raced as the next sound echoed through the air, capturing her. Would her boldness be the spark igniting a fire within, or would it flicker out in the deafening silence that followed? Lily took a deep breath, summoning all the courage she had. She stepped forward into the crowd, the enchanting sounds of the festival swirling around her. Each beat of her heart echoed like a drum, echoing the uncertainty in her mind. The sparkle of the fireworks lit up her face, but it was Eric's eyes searching, earnest, that truly captivated her. "Lily," he said, a warmth flooding his voice that felt like home. "I was afraid I lost you in the crowd." She smiled back, but hesitation clung to her soul. Was he truly here because he wanted to be with her? Or was he just checking off a box? Their connection felt electric, yet the flickering doubts threatened to snuff out her sparks of hope. "Did you enjoy the show?" he asked, his gaze still locked onto hers. "It was beautiful," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "But..." Lily paused. She had so much to say, but finding the words was like grasping at sand. What if she let her feelings spill out and he didn't feel the same way? "I really wanted to share this with you," he continued. The sincerity in his eyes urged her to be brave. I was thinking, I'd like to help you chase those dreams of yours." Just like that, the air around her shifted. The shadows of doubt began to dissipate with every breath she took, replaced by warmth. "You mean it?" The words slipped out before she could catch them, as her heart raced with that flicker of hope again. "Absolutely. I see something in you, Lily. You have a spark." He moved closer, enveloping her in his presence like a shield against her worries. "I can help you make it happen. Whatever it is you want to create, I want to be part of it." Her mind swirled with possibilities, a future painted brightly with strokes of creativity, a chance to finally be everything she had yearned for. But the question still lingered. Was she ready to take the leap and lean into both her art and this burgeoning relationship? "Is it really possible?" she asked, her voice shaky yet hopeful. "Of course," he answered. "You just have to take the first step. It's scary and exhilarating all at once, isn't it?" Lily scanned the night sky, where brilliant colors burst and faded like her old self, the version dipped in fears and insecurities. The concept of connectivity lit up within her. What if she leaned into this dream? What if they could create something beautiful together? "I want that. I want to take that first step," she finally breathed out. Each word felt liberating, weightlifting her spirit toward the path ahead. "Okay, then let us start now," Eric smiled, his excitement matched her own. "Let us sit down after the festival. I've got ideas and I'd love to hear yours." Just then, another firework exploded in the sky, a cascade of colors that seemed to shower them in magic. Lily felt alive, floating in the possibilities, swirling like the colors above. But then the reminder of reality recalled her. What if this flicker of brightness faded when morning came? The shadows of self-doubt crept back in as she thought of her insecurities, the nagging voice whispering that she didn't deserve this. "Eric, what if I'm not good enough? What if?" He took a step closer, cutting through the storm of worries. "Don't think like that. We all start somewhere, and I believe in you. Some talents just need a little nurturing to blossom." Lily's heart swelled. The warmth of his encouragement brushed against her soul. As they moved to find a quieter spot, fireworks continued to burst overhead, lighting up the night with every flash. She could almost taste the anticipation in the air, and something in her knew this was the moment she had been waiting for, a chance to leave behind fear and embrace hope. But as they walked away from the crowd, a sudden thought hit her. Was this burst of confidence real, or just another fleeting moment? Hand in hand with him, she took that step. But uncertainty wrapped around her like a shadow. Would their new journey truly lead them somewhere remarkable? Or was she about to fall flat on her face again? With each heartbeat she felt the balance tip. She needed to. No, and in that split second of vulnerability, she glanced at Eric, her heart racing for another reason entirely. What was truly waiting at the end of this adventure? As the festival echoed with laughter and fireworks, Lily found herself standing at the precipice of change. The thrill of potential surged through her, yet lingering doubts threatened to cloud her heart once more. Side by side with Eric, his presence was warm and grounding, but her breath hitched with the weight of unspoken fears. "Lily," he said softly, pulling her from her spiral of thoughts, "you're not alone in this. We'll take it step by step." His gaze held genuine belief, slicing through her doubts like a knife. "Can I really do this?" she whispered, vulnerability tracing her features. "What if I fail?" Again. Eric turned to her, his expression steady and reassuring. "Failure is just part of the journey. What matters is that you keep going. Your art has a voice that deserves to be heard. Let us find it together." With those words, hope began to shimmer within her, driving back the shadows of uncertainty. She took a deep breath, forcing herself to embrace the moment. The vibrant colors flashing in the sky echoed the urgency in her spirit. "Okay," she said, the resolution rising in her chest like a swell of music. "Let us do this." Hand in hand, they made their way to a quieter corner of the festival, away from the jubilant chaos, yet close enough to feel its heartbeat. As they settled onto a bench, Lily felt the excitement swirl around her once more, mingling with a hint of fear. "Think about your first project. What speaks to you?" Eric asked. His enthusiasm rekindled the flames of inspiration. In that moment, as fireworks exploded overhead, Lily felt grateful for this opportunity, a chance to shed her past insecurities and pursue her dreams. "My home," she said, the words bursting forth. "The sunsets reflect everything I feel, the colors, the emotions. It's where I find peace." Eric leaned closer, a spark of excitement lighting up his face. "Then let us showcase that. We'll create a series, reflections of home, capturing each season, each mood." His passion was infectious, feeding her soul in profound ways. Lily's heart pounded at the thought. "I'd love that. But what if nobody understands? What if they don't see what I see?" "Then you show them," he replied. "Art is communication. It tells stories that can bridge lives. You've got the talent, and together we can make it resonate." Taking in his conviction filled her with courage she never knew she had. As they discussed ideas, the crowd around them faded. The festival transformed from chaotic noise into a vibrant backdrop for her dreams. Time slipped away, the fireworks bursting intermittently, just like the bursts of inspiration that came alive within her. They began sketching ideas: sunset over the lakes, autumn leaves under golden light, winter's stark beauty. Each vision painted itself in her mind, bringing warmth to her heart. Suddenly, the familiar face of her mother appeared in the distance. She looked worn but proud, seeking Lily's eyes among the festivities. In that instant, everything crystallized. The importance of this moment, the realization that her mother's sacrifices fueled her ambition, rang clear. "Mom!" Lily called, excitement spilling over. As her mother approached, she could feel the energy building. "I'm doing it. Eric is helping me with my art." The pride blossoming in her mother's expression was a balm to her soul, grounding her in that pivotal moment. Tears shimmered in her mother's eyes as she enveloped Lily in a tight embrace. "Sweetheart, I always knew you had it in you." Lily turned to Eric, gratitude pouring from her heart. "Thank you for believing in me." "No," he replied, giving her a warm smile. "You believed in yourself first. I'm just here to help you navigate this journey." As more fireworks lit up the night sky, illuminating the air with possibility, fear faded further. Bringing her art to life, embracing her vulnerability, and sharing it all with the world became clear on the horizon. Moments passed, filled with laughter and excitement, but the true magic was within Lily. The blend of fear and excitement felt less imposing now. The journey that lay ahead reflected a colorful tapestry woven from her dreams. That night marked the beginning. The festival was just a lively canvas, vibrant and alive, but the real masterpiece would come from within her, a narrative of courage, rediscovery, and immersion into the glorious mess of life. Lily stood taller, surrounded by her loved ones, bathed in hope and light, ready to face whatever came next. And as the last firework fizzled out, she knew one thing for sure. She wouldn't just embrace the change, she would become it. For all art lovers, dreamers, and believers out there, this is your moment. Subscribe immediately to the channel, so you don't miss our next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Your support really matters. Comment below to share your feelings about this incredible transformation, and share instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this journey. You need to be part of this community. Don't wait, not even one more second. Together, Let us keep the magic alive.